Good day, viewers. Welcome to another edition of The Family. Today, we'll be looking at the minor, and I have a guest in the studio that will be discussing it with me. She is a wife, a mother, and a teacher.
I am Iwurie Blessing Mrs. I'm happy to be in the studio today.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, today we'll be looking at the minors. So, what do you understand by the word the minors?
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
A minor is any child that is below the age of 18. For a child that is 18 and above is considered an adult. So any child within the age bracket of 0 to 17 is considered a minor.
Thank you very much for that wonderful definition of the minor. Now, looking at the society we have today, it's very rampant, or is very known to the society that most of our parents do not know the rights of these minors. As such, they always evaluate this right of these minors. So my question is, now what are these rights are we really talking about that is being evaluated by the family members or as a parent of these minors?
Well, there are so many rights that these minors or children are entitled to.
Thank you very
much.
The
first right is the right to life. Every child that is born into this world is born into a family. And we all do know that the child did not beg to be born into any family. So the first right of every child is the right to life that these children are supposed to have and enjoy.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we have given us some rights of these minors, and now what ways do you think these rights are being tampered with in the family today?
There are so many ways. Let's begin with the family, because every child is born into a home.
Yes. And
first of all, raised in a home. The first persons that the child has interaction or contact with are members of the immediate family.
Yes.
Now, how do they violate these rights at home? When a child is supposed to be in school and the parents, for one reason or the other, chooses to keep this child at home for reasons best known to them, the right of that child has been violated. When a child is supposed to be born and maybe the parents, by conspiracy or whatever, decided to have an abortion, they have deprived that child of the right to live. When a child is supposed to be fed and the child is being deprived of food, other amenities, even health, under the pretense that or disguise that the finances of the family are not adequate enough to cater for the needs of that child, the rights of that child is being violated by the family members.
Okay, thank you very much. And now also look at, you made mention of food. Can still remember that when we were growing up, when you do anything wrong, the best punishment that our parents want to give to us is to say that today you will not eat, either in the morning or in the evening. Now this method that our parents do apply, because I still know that it's being invoked up to date. Is it that they are violating the right of that child, or they are doing the right thing?
Absolutely, they are violating the right of the child.
Okay.
There is room for punishment. When a child breaks a law, maybe the parent have said, okay, in my house, every child should wake up at 6 a.m. Now, this is your duty and that is your duty.
Okay.
Because children will always be children, they cannot be adults.
At all.
So you cannot the same level of judgment that you place on an adult on a child. And then you say, okay, for this reason, you are not going to eat. Now, whose responsibility is it to feed this child? Is it your neighbor's responsibility or your neighborhood or your community? Now, you would agree with me that in time past, it is true that our parents did all of these things. I want to believe that they did it out of ignorance. Because when we are growing up, we hear every day of people confessing witchcraft and all that. But the children of this generation, I'm sure that we barely hear things like that. because many of our parents have learned, experience have taught them. It is wrong for you to deprive a child of food. If a child has done something wrong, you can devise other means of punishing the child. For instance, if a child loves a particular cartoon, you can say, okay, for day 1, day 2, day 3, for instance, you are not going to watch this cartoon. And you know why I'm doing this? Because you have violated or you have refused to perform your duty as a child in this home. So there are many ways you can punish a child rather than depriving the child of his or her rights.
Thank you very much, ma'am. My viewers, you have listened, you have heard from her, talking about most parents that do use food as a way of punishing their children. I know today you have come to understand that punishing our children, we should not use food, but should apply other methods that are meant for them as a children. Using that food is not good to punish our children. And again, now we have looked at the immediate family. Now the way we violate the rights of these children. Now let's take it outside. Let's take it into the society in general. Now, what ways do you think the society also violates the rights of these children?
There are many ways. The family cannot exist in isolation.
At all.
It is built within a community of XYZ, different persons living together to make that community. And I remember when we were growing up, we used to hear sayings like, my child is your child. Therefore, everybody in the neighborhood or community tends to want to protect that child. Now, but today the reverse is the case. We now live in a very terrible world that you do not even know, even the next person that is sitting with you, who he is or she is, or what he or she is capable of doing. Now today we hear so many stories of children underage being violated even by their own parents, their fathers. We hear children being sold because some parents claim that they cannot care for that child or accommodate one more child in the home. The question is, for how long will you spend that money? How long will that money live with you? Now, today the society, we even celebrate evil. Instead of encouraging our children to learn and work hard, making them believe that hard work pays, we want them to go the shortcut. When we see our children doing what is wrong, we celebrate it. That is a violation. 2, children being molested by neighbors and those that are very close to them is a violation of the right of that child. We hear of next door neighbors, we hear of, because people that actually abuse these children, there are those within their household and those within the neighborhood who these children are supposed to actually look up to as my elder brother, my elder sister, somebody I can run to.
I want to emulate.
Today, the reverse is the case. So you see that the society has failed in a lot of ways. We do not, love no longer exists in our hearts. We do not want to see another person's child as my child.
So thank you very much for that wonderful explanation given to ways parents and even the society violates the rights of these minors. Now we look at it, what can we do now in protecting of this right? Since we know that these are the things that we are doing that are violating the rights, what can we do as a family and again as a government?
There are several things.
We have to question this, so we take them one after the other.
There are several things that can be done.
Okay.
First thing first, for the parents, they should educate their children.
Education.
There is a need for parents to be very close to their children. Why do I say this? Sometimes a child, because like I said before, children will always be children. Your child can come now, he sees my child eating burger, and in my house, maybe, or in your house rather, what you just have at that moment is just garri and groundnut. And the child will come and say, hey, oh, daddy, mommy, you see as they enjoy for that house. Mommy, you know they do well. It is your duty to call that child and make the child understand it and see how we can amend our ways so that we have a better society. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, click on the bell notification icon, follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and we promise to hit you with the latest of news, gist and entertainment. Remember, it's Radio Ojo and online TV. Stay safe.